Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurul Saidah binti Muhammad Said. My matching number is 1170723.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurin Hanani binti Muswadak. My matric number is 1170724.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Zaidan Nafisa binti Shahar and my matric number is 1170729.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Diana and my matric number is 1170730.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Aura Nabila binti Wan Jaya and my matric number is 1170731.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amira Farhan Akmal binti Aila Akmal and my matric number is 117226. In chapter 1, we study about organizational behavior, which is we relate in our presentation about our visit to SME business company that creates clothing in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. So the CEO is Mas Brian, and the Mas Brian tell us about how they manage it, how they tend to make a business. Okay, so for Indonesian, they trying to make a business for only SME business because it is really manageable. And the production more to work from home, okay, not using factory. Just they need to have machines and some of tools so they can make a production.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Diana and I will present about chapter 2, which is diversity in organization. All of us are different from each other, and somehow there are some unfair discrimination that happen in a workplace, and this unfair discrimination will bring harm towards organization. And some of the unfair discrimination are like mockery, insult, intimidation, and sexual harassment. As a normal human being, we need to have a value of respect toward each other. And in short, who you are, where you come from, and your skin color, just love yourself and respect each other.
Okay, the next is chapter 3. Chapter 3 is discussing about attitudes and job satisfaction. So attitudes are evaluate statement either favorable or non-favorable. It is about object, people or events that are reflecting how we feel about something. So from the video that has been posted in our Instagram, the movie actually it is about Ben Whittaker, who is a retired executive from that one and applies to about the fit and fast growing e-commerce fashion as a senior citizen intern program. After retirement has become too boring for him. Actually, he is 70 years old widower. So from the movie, we can see Ben's attitude slowly wins over co-workers with his congeniality and gets into Julie's good grace. Ben has impressed everyone in that office with his good attitude.
So first, I will present for chapter 4 uploaded in Instagram about personality and values. The picture uploaded in the Instagram shows the appreciation of Malaysians toward our unsung heroes, which are doctors, police, armies, and for sure our government under Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin. They had doing their best to handle the havoc of pandemic COVID-19 in Malaysia. Thank you, heroes. This post very related to personalities and values, as Malaysia really needs a very good citizen with great personality in their self to help the country against COVID-19. Their common sense will bring back the harmonized country. So this post have remind the viewer to be obedient toward the instruction and SOP from, for example, do medical checkup if have COVID-19 symptoms, always keep clean such as wash hands and wear face mask, and lastly is avoid panic buying.
Okay, next, I will proceed with chapter 5, perception and individual decision making. Perception is the process by which an individual selects, organizes, and interprets information in order to create a meaningful picture. In the video we posted on our IG based on chapter 5, the video shows that the man was making his assumption towards the other guy. He thought that the guy is angry because he is frustrated with his life. However, the truth is the other guy was angry because of he has a stomach ache. This is why human tends to judge something or someone just by looking at the outside. And then we make our own perception because humans only see what they want to see. This is why we should avoid being stereotypes and having a negative perception towards others, because it will be harmful consequence for the quality of our life.
So now in chapter 6, it is about moods and emotion. So basically, moods and emotion are a natural behavior for a human being like us. So emotion are specific and numerous, such as anger, fear, sadness, happy, and so on. And moods, they are general, which consists of two moods, positive moods and negative mood. So negative mood is basically when you are feeling depressed, when you are feeling down, when you want to give up. So it is not a good mood for you, so you have to prevent it from coming to you. And both of these moods and emotion is very important for us to manage it, as it reflects our daily life. For example, when we are working in an organization and we have an anger and we have a negative mood, which is we feeling down or so on, it can lead to the declining in our quality of work, which is not good, as you can get fired in the organization. Okay, so if you are tired, if you are feeling you want to give up, it is okay, you want to stop, but please never give up and never quit. You can do it.
So next is chapter 7. Chapter 7 is discussing about the concept of motivation. So the motivation is the process that account for an individual's intensity, direction, and persistence of effort towards attaining their goal. So from the meaning of motivation, there are three key elements of motivation. First is intensity, direction, and persistence. So intensity is concerned with how hard a person tries, and direction is the orientation that benefit the organization. And persistence is the measure of how long a person can maintain their effort to meet their goals. So from the video of motivation that has been posted in Instagram, we can conclude that we must trust the process, don't rush the process. So whatever you are doing right now, just keep persistent and consistent in order to meet your goal.
Then we proceed to chapter 8, which is motivation from concept to application. Thus, how we want to apply this motivation? First, by job characteristic model, where there are a variety of skills, tasks, identity, and significance. And from this model, the employees will experience the outcome from their work, and it will give the result of more satisfying in job performance. Next is job rotation, where there is a periodic shifting from one task to another, and this will make the employees less bored and increase their motivation. The next one is job enrichment, where we add another layer of responsibility, and it can be effective on reducing the turnover. And the last one is relational job design, where we want to make job more motivating, where we connect employees with the beneficiaries of their work.
So next, this picture uploaded shows how the group member success and effective because of great teamwork. A great team comes from a systematic formation of group and then lead a powerful and successful company. So this post really related to chapter 9, formation of group. Here's what you can do to make sure your team is as strong as it can possibly be for your company. First is focus and value each role, treating each role as an essential part of your operation. Second, communication. Keep a level of transparency all team members, even if the information doesn't directly pertain to every person on your team. Third, set goals. Setting short and long-term goals with your team also becomes the foundation for every task they set out to complete each day. Fourth, celebrate success and failures. If someone does a great job at something, give them a shout out in front of the rest of the team so that every effort is seen and appreciated. Lastly, know each other. Getting to know the people you work with help you understand their style of work and how to have constructive discussion with them on tough days.
in chapter 10, which is depiction of teamwork. Okay, so this chapter really affect me the most because me, Nurin, Yana, and Saida participate in this hackathon HSBC 2019, which is we face struggles, we face crumbles, we face a lot of problem, and we did it together. Okay, so despite of this problems, we try to take others' opinion and we try to make a right decision. Okay, even though we don't have win the game, but alhamdulillah we win the hardship. So that's why Michael Jordan said that talent wins game, but but teamwork and intelligence wins the hardship.
The next one is chapter 11, which is powers and politics. Power is the ability of a person to control other people, to control the activities of other people. Leadership is dependent on power, so leadership without power is nothing. And if a leader doesn't have any power, his people will tend to disobey their command. And a good leader will use his power wisely in order to lead his people. For example, like Sultan Mehmed Al-Fatih, he has a very, very great power and leadership. Due to his great strategy, leadership, power, motivation, he managed to do something impossible, which is conquering the Constantinople.
Next post is for chapter 12, communication. The video posted is about how bad communication will destroy the relationship. Bad communication involves refusal to share the feelings openly or to listen to what the other person has to say instead of argue and get defensive. There are few characteristics of bad communication. First is being sarcastic, second passive aggression, third counter-attack, fourth diversion, and five denial. Communication is actually a very complex subject. Non-understanding of words from our conversation may lead to misunderstanding. Then it may cause the relationship broken at the end. So we must learn how to communicate diligently and professionally according to the situation. Listening also as important as communication. When people talk, listen first. Don't interrupt. Even we have our best stand for the topic, try to understand and empathy what they want to say first. In nutshell, good communication will build a happy relationship.
Okay, next is chapter 13, leadership. A leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. That is why, before we lead other people, we have to lead our life first. We should be able to lead our life first. Be an authentic leader, which we know who we are, we know what we believe in, what we value. We act on these values and beliefs openly and candidly. So in result, people will have a faith and trust us as their leader. Okay, based on the video we post in IG for this chapter, it suggested that we have to take responsibility for our life because we are the leader of our life. We decide whether we want to be a driver of our life or the life will drive us.
Okay, so in chapter 14, it is about the foundation of organization structure. So every organization in this world, they want and they aim for success, but success can only be achieved when they have a good structure of that organization. So a good structure consists of work specialization, departmentalization, chain of command, span of control, centralization and decentralization, formalization, and boundary spanning. So this kind of structure can be seen as when you are watching F1 car racer tournament. So all of their mechanic and all of their workers have their own work specialization, which one will go for the tire, one will go for the fuel, and so on. So when they have this kind of specialization of each of the worker, so the time consuming for them will be lesser, which also can lead to their success in that tournament. So therefore, it is very important for organization to have a good structure in order for them to gain their success. And remember, structure determines success. So now proceed with the chapter 15 about organizational culture. So success can be defined in many ways, such as success in terms of money, success in terms of product creation that gives satisfaction to their customer, and organization achieve success when they have a good strategy. But they must remember that a good strategy will not ensure that they will gain that kind of success. Okay, so because a good strategy will need a good and positive culture. Even though they have a good strategy but they have a negative culture, it can lead toward the failure of the organization. So they must remember that all their workers, all their employees must have a good culture, a positive culture among them, which can lead towards a good strategy and can be implemented toward the success. So as a leader of an organization, they must remember that culture is strategy for breakfast, which is a good culture will create a good strategy that can lead to the success of that organization.
Chapter 16 tells us about human resources and its policy. Okay, who in this class have Facebook, WhatsApp, or IG? So I have all of them. Alright, so you know who is the CEO of Facebook? It is Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, so Mark Zuckerberg also wants to be the best HR. Okay, so he wants a specific criteria and specific soft skill that he wants from the employee. Okay, so he believes that employee can buy the company's culture. Okay, the best company culture that can create the creativity, okay, in the employee and increase the productivity in the Facebook company. Alright, so the social network movie could depict all of the example in human resources and policies that are explained in the chapter 16.
Next is Chapter 17, Organizational Change and Stress Management. Change means you want to make something different. Change can be stressful as people have to adapt for a new environment. Stress is what we feel when pressures are put on us. These pressures may come from fulfilling a family expectations, working environment, financial worries, and many others more. This is why stress is unhealthy for our life. So, we have to manage it effectively in order to break the whole stress we have in our life so that we can be more happier, healthier, and more productive. In this video, we have posted in our IG based on the chapter 17. It shows some effective ways to manage the stress away.
Okay, the last chapter is chapter 18. It is about conflict and negotiation. So conflict is a process that begins when one party perceives the another party has negatively affected or is about to negatively affect something that the first party cares about. So here we can say that no conflict will exist if no one is aware of the conflict. And from the video that has been posted in our Instagram, we can conclude that it is normal when we are facing an argument that makes we feel so frustrating and feel like non-negotiable because everybody in this world are facing a conflict in their life. So the problem now is not with what we argue but how we argue.